related to the location of roots, and basically location of roots in the sense the question mentions us the location of roots on x-axis with respect to some other constants, and we are going to find out the different conditions on the expression and values of the unknown constant involved in the expression. Once if you look at the problem, we need to find out the set of all values of p, for which just have a look, 6 lies between the roots of this particular expression. So there is a situation, okay, the location of roots is given, 6 lies between the roots, okay, that is the location of roots on x-axis, and we need to find out all the values of p. As I mentioned you in the last class, you just don't try to memorize the conditions, you just try to analyze the graph, that's enough, okay. So in this particular case, first of all I am trying to analyze the graph. As they mentioned, 6 lies between the roots, so this is quadratic. For suppose if it has 2 roots, okay, on x-axis, see somewhere you just locate alpha and somewhere beta. As they mentioned, 6 is in between alpha and beta. Now I need to sketch the rough graph for this quadratic expression, right? See this, what is the shape of the rough sketch? Either it is an upward parabola or downward parabola, that's what we need to think. Look at the coefficient of x square, which is 1. Since this coefficient of x square is 1, for sure the graph is an upward parabola, then no need to think in the other way, okay, no need to discuss in the downward parabola case here, okay. Since the coefficient of x square is 1, we are sure that the graph is upward parabola. So the graph is upward parabola and alpha comma beta are the roots. As they mentioned, 6 lies between the roots, then this is the rough sketch of the graph, okay. This is the rough sketch, okay. For sure, see the graph is an upward parabola, okay. So the graph will be like this, okay, yeah. And now, since this expression has 2 roots alpha and beta, one condition is delta should be greater than 0. As well as, since 6 lies between the roots, see here I have 6 in between the roots. At 6, if you observe, what will happen? At 6, the graph is below x-axis. Since at x is equals to 6, the graph is below x-axis, another condition is that if you treat the expression as some f of x, if you treat this expression as some f of x, at 6 the graphical value, the expression value is negative. That in the sense f of 6 is negative. So these are the two conditions, and using those two we need to find set of all values of p. First of all, think about the discriminant of this expression, okay. So b square minus 4ac should be greater than 0 because it has 2 roots. B square minus 4ac should be greater than 0. So what is b square? Coefficient of x, 2 into p minus 3 whole square minus 4 into a, coefficient of x square is 1, and c is the constant, 9 is greater than 0. See, 2 square is again 4, here also have 4, so just leave that 4. Then in the next step you have that p minus 3 whole square minus 9. 9 is what? 3 square greater than 0. P minus 3 whole square minus 3 square greater than 0. So it is of the form something like a square minus b square, like that, a plus b into a minus b. A plus b, p minus 3 plus 3 is p, a minus b, p minus 3 minus 3, p minus 6 is greater than 0. Right? So p into p minus 6 greater than 0. So p into p minus 6 if greater than 0, then what you say about the values of p? So if product of two linear expressions is greater than 0, then the values of the variable is either side of the roots, either side of that 0 and 6. So here either p less than 0 or p greater than 6. So when you analyze the condition delta greater than 0, at the end my values of p are either less than 0 or greater than 6. For the space I will erase it, and then I will discuss about this f of 6 less than 0. First of all, once again I am repeating for you. First of all, you need to sketch the rough graph for the expression. Since 6 lies between the roots, here it is alpha, there it is beta, in between them I have 6. So since the coefficient of x square is positive, the graph is an upward parabola, so it passes through the roots. Since it is passing through the two roots alpha and beta, clearly delta is positive, greater than 0. And the other thing, at 6 the graph is below x-axis, at 6 the graphical value, expression value is negative, and so f of 6 less than 0 is the other conditions. At the end, these two are the only conditions which helps us to find the values of p. So first of all, delta greater than 0, b square minus 4ac greater than 0, and when you simplify it, when you solve it, you will get that p values are either less than 0 or greater than 6. Okay, I will erase it. Okay, so from delta greater than 0 I have some values of p, as well as I need to check f of 6 less than 0. At the end I need to combine those two solutions. Okay, just have a look. I am erasing this. Okay, p less than 0 or p greater than 6 is one way, one possibility, otherwise I will drop it here. Okay, next condition is what? F of 6 less than 0. I will do here. Okay, f of 6 less than 0. Since f of 6 is less than 0, f of 6 means what? Replacing x with 6 in the given expression. If you replace x with 6 in the given expression, what will happen? Just have a look. Okay, see, replacing x with 6 square is 36 plus 2 into p minus 3 into 6 plus 9 is equals to 0. 36 plus 2 into p minus 3 into x plus 9 is equals to 0. Okay, so next step is what? You need to simplify it, right? No, less than 0. So that implies 2p6. Okay, everything 6 is there. You just cancel with 3. 3 12s is 36. 3 2s is 6. 3 3s is 9. There are 3 terms. In each term you just divide with 3, because that side you have 0, right? 3 is a positive number, no problem. And the next step, 2 into 4 is 4p. 2 into p is 4p. And then here it is 12, there it is 3. 12 plus 3 is 15. And then 2 minus 3. 2 2s is 4 into minus 3 is minus 12. This 12 and that 12 get cancelled. So at the end 4p plus 3 is less than 0. From there it is very clear that p is less than minus 3 by 4. So whenever f of 6 less than 0, then the restriction on the variable p is that p is less than minus 3 by 4. Very clear. Since f of 6 less than 0, replace x with 6, and from there we have that p less than minus 3 by 4. Okay, so we have only two restrictions, two conditions. Delta greater than 0 gives that p less than 0, p greater than 6, and f of 6 less than 0 gives that just replace x with 6 and that value is less than 0. From there p is less than minus 3 by 4. Now see, this is one situation. Okay, one range for p less than minus 3 by 4. This is another range for p less than 0 or p greater than 6, and we need to find out the final solution. Okay, again I am arranging this. Therefore, final solution, in the sense finally the values of p. So since these two should happen, okay, these two must happen, and that's why on the number line locate everything 0, 6, minus 3 by 4. Okay, somewhere here I have 0 and 6 is right side of 0 and minus 3 by 4 is left side of z0. In the first case, p less than 0, p greater than 6. So p less than 0, p greater than 6 is the first case. Second case, p less than minus 3 by 4. So second case, p less than minus 3 by 4. No solution is there in that part. These two together must happen, okay? And that's why we need to identify the region which is common for these two cases. So we need to identify the solution which is common for these two, okay? Right, and this is that region. When you identify this region which is less than minus 3 by 4, so the values of P belongs to minus infinity to minus 3 by 4. At the end, that's your answer, okay? Just have a look. Just have a look. Once again I repeat for you, the set of all values of P for which 6 lies between the roots of this particular expression. See, when you observe the rough sketch of the graph, the upward parabola, 6 lies between them. Since it has two roots, delta should be greater than 0 and f of 6 less than 0. Delta greater than 0 gives us these values of per P. F of 6 less than 0 gives these are the values for P, and these two together should happen, and that's why try to identify the common solution, and at the end our answer is minus infinity to minus 3 by 4. Okay, have a look. So another problem on the location of roots. Find all values of m for which both roots of this particular expression, you may say it as equation or you may say it as expression by treating this part as f of x, take it as expression, okay? F of x is this x square minus 2mx plus m square minus 1. See, both the roots of this equation are greater than minus 2 and less than 4, okay? Pay attention on this word specifically, greater than minus 2 and less than 4, okay? After minus 2 and less than 4, two roots of this equation are there, okay? So for that, when you observe the graph, if this is the x-axis, somewhere I have minus 2 on x-axis, somewhere I have 4 on x-axis. See, greater than minus 2 and less than 4. That means after that minus 2, before this 4, in between minus 2 and 4, the roots of this expression are there. See, it has two roots usually, and you consider the roots as alpha and beta. These two roots are there in between minus 2 and 4. Exact location we don't know, okay? This is as per the given problem, the roots of this expression are in between minus 2 and 4, okay? And now we are going to sketch the rough graph. See, the coefficient of x square is 1 again. So it represents that the graph is an upward parabola, and for sure it passes through the roots, okay? So the graph is there like this, passing through alpha and beta. So since it has two roots alpha and beta, the graph is passing through alpha beta upward parabola. The first restriction is delta greater than 0, right? And the second restriction is what? Second restriction is that f of minus 2. At minus 2, the graph is above x-axis. At 4 is again the graph is above x-axis. At minus 2, the graph is above x-axis. At 4 is also the graph above x-axis. So it concludes that at minus 2, f of minus 2 greater than 0. At 4, f of 4 is also greater than 0. Okay, f of minus 2 greater than 0, f of 4 also greater than 0. And one more thing, in between alpha and beta, we have that minus b by 2a point, minima point, okay? That minima point is there in between alpha and beta, and is there in between minus 2 and 4 also. And another restriction is minus 2 less than minus b by 2a is less than 4. These are different conditions, or you may say restrictions, okay, which we need to check. First of all, alpha and beta are the roots which are in between minus 2 and 4. This is the rough sketch. From the graph, f of minus 2 positive. From the graph, f of 4 positive. From the graph, minus b by 2a is in between minus 2 and 4. Since it has two roots, delta greater than 0. So for this equation, everything we need to check. Okay? This is one part, this is one idea of the problem to solve. And one more thing is, if you solve all these things, you will get the values of m. Okay, this is just by the by analyzing the conditions. And one more way is x square minus 2mx plus m square minus 1 is equals to 0. Now it is easy in another way. Okay, this is one way. You may say them as method 1. Method 1 is this. Try to find out, try to solve all these inequations and get the values of 1. Yeah, okay. And method 2, if you think, just find the roots of this. We have a chance to find the roots, right? x square minus 2mx plus m square minus 1 is equals to 0. X square minus 2mx plus m square is simply nothing but what? X minus m whole square minus 1 square is equals to 0. And since x minus m whole square minus 1 square is equals to 0, x minus m whole square is equals to 1. And from there, x is equals to m plus or minus 1. Since x is equals to m plus or minus 1, the roots are what? M plus 1 and m minus 1. So, alpha is one value which is m plus 1. You may say m plus 1 or m minus 1, no problem. Alpha is one value m minus 1. Beta is another value m plus 1. Since as both roots are in between minus 2 and 4, so in between minus 2 and 4, these two must locate it. And that's why one situation is that minus 2 less than m minus 1 less than 4. In between minus 2 and 4, m minus 1 is there. And in between minus 2 and 4, m plus 1 is also there. Minus 2 less than m plus 1 less than 4. This is another way of solving. Okay. At the end, we need to find out the possible values of m. One way, okay, in one situation, we will write all the conditions as per the graph and we need to solve all those things to get the m. In another method, just directly find out the roots as m plus or minus 1. Since both the roots are in between minus 2 and 4, so in between minus 2 and 4, we need to locate the values of m. So how can I solve it? Just have a look. For the space, I am erasing the graph here. Okay, and I will rewrite this situation. So now I have that minus 2 less than m minus 1 less than 4 and minus 2 less than m plus 1 less than 4. See, add 1, okay, minus 1 less than m less than 5 and add minus 1, minus 3 less than m less than 3, minus 1 and minus 1, right? Minus 3 less than m less than 3. And in essence, these two should happen. These two together must happen. So take a number line, indicate minus 3, minus 1, somewhere 3 and then 5. From the first possibility, m is in between minus 1 and 5. Okay? From the first possibility, m is in between minus 1 and 5. From the second possibility, m is in between minus 3 and 3. These two should happen, right? These two together must happen, and that's why what we need to look at. We need to consider the common solution. At the end, the common solution for these two inequations is in this region, and that region indicates that minus 1 less than m less than 3. At the end, this is your final answer. See, this is method 1, okay? But if you try to solve the problem in method 1, we need to solve 4 inequations. Solving 4 inequations is somewhat complicated, and that too, the given expression is somewhat tempted, okay? Because x square minus 2mx plus m square is very clear x minus m whole square. Always you don't get these type of expressions. But here the expression is very friendly, okay? And that's why we have a chance to find the roots. And after finding the roots in terms of m, you just apply this particular condition both in between minus 2 and 4. Solve it, you will get the values of m. This is method 2 without applying these conditions. Okay, and if you apply all these conditions and if you solve all this, again you will get the same answer, but it becomes somewhat bit lengthy, and that's why I left it over and I solved it using this method too. Have a look. So again, first analyze the situation. We need to find the values of a, for which observe the word one root, only one root, not both the roots. One root of this equation is greater than 1 and less than 0. So as per the problem, as per our comfort, you need to consider this expression as f of x for some time. And after taking it as f of x, now you just try to sketch the graph. X-axis greater than 1 and less than 0. No, problem is somewhat wrong, or maybe greater than 1 and less than 0. This is not a situation, right? Greater than 1 and less than 0 won't happen, right? So I need to check the problem once. Just look there, a small correction, okay. One root is greater than 1 and the other root is less than 0, okay. One root of the expression is greater than 1 and the other root is less than 0. Ultimately, we need to think about the roots as well as 0 and 1. So you just take x-axis on this. Here so I have 1, 0 and then 1. Okay, right. Roots, we just consider the roots as alpha and beta. One root is greater than 1. So one root is greater than 1 means one root you may take it as beta is greater than 1 and the other root is less than 0 and other root alpha is here. See, less than 0, okay, left side of 0 I have alpha, right side of 1 I have beta, and when you think about the coefficient of x square, it's an upward parabola, it passes through the roots, so the graph will be like this, upward parabola. Since again the equation has two roots, one condition is that delta greater than 0, and the other thing, at 0 the graph is below x-axis, at 1 again the graph is below x-axis, and so f of 0 is less than 0 as well as f of 1 is also less than 0, because at 0 the graph is below x-axis, at 1 the graph is below x-axis, so f of 0 and f of 1 are negative. And we are not sure about minus b by 2a. Minus b by 2a is there in between alpha and b, but maybe in between these two 0 and 1, maybe outside of that 0 and 1, so that is not a condition for this problem. So at the end we have only these three conditions from the problem. First one, delta greater than 0, b square minus 4ac, in the sense 2a plus 1 whole square minus 4 into a minus 1 greater than 0. Right? I think so the graph is clear, and for the space I am erasing the graph. Okay? F of 0 negative, f of 1 negative, delta greater than 0 are the conditions. Now I need to solve this. Yeah. See, how can I solve? 2a plus 1 whole square means 4a square plus 4a plus 1 minus 4a minus of minus plus 4 greater than 0. 4a and 4a get cancelled. 4a square plus 5 greater than 0. 4a square plus 5 is always greater than 0. So this implies that a belongs to R. For all the real values it happens. Okay. So from the first restriction, the possible values of a are all real numbers. Very clear. Second one, f of 0 less than 0. Replace x with 0. X with 0, this is 0. X with 0, this is 0. You left with a minus 1 only. A minus 1 less than 0, that implies a less than 1. That's the answer for this restriction. Last one, f of 1 less than 0. Replace x with 1. If you replace x with 1, 1 square is 1. Plus if you replace x with 1, 2a plus 1 plus a minus 1 is less than 0. 2a plus a is 3a. 1 minus 1 get cancelled. I have one more 1. Less than 0. And from there a less than minus 1 by 3. Just have a look. At the end, from these three restrictions, I have three answers. Okay. What are those three answers? One case, a belongs to all real numbers. Other case, a less than 1. Third case, a less than minus 1 by 3. All these three together should happen. Okay. We need to find out a solution which is common for these three conditions. That in the sense which is common for these three regions. Okay. See, a less than 1, a less than minus 3. So when you observe these two, if any number which is less than minus 1 by 3 also less than 1 and also belongs to real numbers. Okay. So when you think about these three restrictions, the final solution is that a less than minus 1 by 3. That indicates that a belongs to minus infinity to minus 1 by 3. These are finally the values of a for this given problem. Okay, have a look. And these are some problems related to the location of roots. And in the next class, I will discuss some more problems.